Hi, grade 1. It's me again, Mrs. Powers. I hope everyone's doing well, and I just wanted to say what a great job you've done on your Earth Day projects this week on Seesaw. I've seen a lot of good stuff, and you've been learning a lot about what it means and about celebrating Earth Day. But my question for you right now is about that, and I was wondering why. Why do you think that we celebrate Earth Day, and why is it important to take care of our Earth? Can you think about the answer to that question? Why do you think it's important that we take care of our Earth and learn about taking care of it? Well, there's two parts that I want to say about that. The first is it's because we only have one planet, right? One planet Earth, I mean. There are many planets in the solar system, but we just have this one Earth that's our home. So if we don't take good care of it and we do some things to harm our Earth, there's no getting a new one after. It's not like in our house if we break something and then we're disappointed, but we can go and buy a new one. It's not like that with Earth. This is our only one, so we have to take good care of her. And another reason that we celebrate Earth Day and learn about why it's important to take care of the Earth is because I want you guys to understand that we rely on the Earth for a lot of things. In social studies, we talked about needs and wants a lot this year, and things that we need and things that we want come from nature a lot of the time. So even when we talked about First Nations culture and how they were the only people here before other people came over to Canada, when there were only First Nation cultures here, they were living completely off the land. Remember we talked about that? So I'll use my marker and draw a couple things to make it more exciting to listen and think about. You can doodle this too if you like, if you have paper. But what's this that I'm drawing, boys and girls, that they used as shelter? A teepee, right? Shelter was made from things from nature many years ago, and it still is today. So back at this time, when teepees were the main form of shelter, they were made with sticks, which is wood from nature, and then the hide around it, the covering is a buffalo hide, leather, and inside they would have warm buffalo fur, and they would sometimes have a fire to keep it warm too. But that's all things from nature. So shelter came from nature. And today, the types of houses that we live in, they also rely on things from nature. We build our homes. We use a lot of wood to build our homes. And so that comes from trees and wood. We also use some cement to build homes. And cement comes from stones. That's part of nature. That comes from Mother Earth as well. Even glass, like windows, glass originally started as sand. It comes from nature. They melt the sand down to a really high temperature, then they flatten it and make it smooth, and then it's cut into windows. So shelter is a need, and we rely on nature, our Earth, to get this need met. Same as food, which is another need, right? So, for example, I'll just draw one piece of fruit here. What did I draw? An apple. Okay, we eat apples. We even use apples to make a drink, like apple juice. We also use this type of thing from nature. That's supposed to be a wheat sheaf. And we grow wheat. That can help us make bread. It can also be ground into flour to make certain kinds of pastas, desserts, lots of things that we need and want come from nature in that way. So food, shelter, clothing. Some of our clothing comes from nature, not all of it. Some are man-made materials, but some like cotton and wool, they come from nature, from animals or plants. So a lot of things we need come from nature and come from the Earth. That's why it's important to learn about protecting our Earth. If we didn't protect our Earth and we didn't have an Earth that was in good shape for us to live on anymore, we couldn't live the way we do. We couldn't eat the things that we eat. We couldn't have shelter the way that we do. So we really need to realize that we do use a lot of things from Mother Earth to meet our wants and our needs. Needs, wants, and that's the main thing that I want you guys to take away from this, because that is what really has to do with social studies, is our needs and wants. We rely on the Earth, okay? But also that we only have one of them. And the other thing I was going to do on this video today is continue reading a story that we started a long time ago. It was called L is for Land of the Living Skies. This is a really great book about Saskatchewan. And I read you guys the first few pages during one of our earlier remote learning stints. But now I want to pick it up and show you the rest of the book. Without reading every detail, I just want to go through the alphabet though and show you some of it. So there's the flag for Saskatchewan, right? That's our province. So in the book, on the first page, it even says A is for agriculture. From the forests in the north to our crops that feed the world. Think of these things when you see wheat sheaves on our flag unfurled. There, we see the prairie lily, and there are wheat sheaves as well. You can see wheat fields on our flag of Saskatchewan. B is for Bridge City. Saskatoon is known as the Bridge City. C is for Cypress Hills, and many of you have been there or heard of it before. D is for Dene. Dene is a First Nation. It says, living here since long ago, peoples of the northern lands, jack pines, spruce, and ancient rocks, Lake Athabasca's shifting sands. E is for elevator. There's a grain elevator that you might see if you're driving out of town, because a lot of small towns have an elevator. F isn't for Rough Riders, but it's for fans. Faithful football fans, and we hope to get out there and be able to watch our Rough Riders again soon. G is for Grasslands National Park. H is for hail. Have you ever seen hail? Look at the size of that. There was a great hailstorm in 1973, and it had some record-breaking sized hail. That was in Saskatchewan. I is for ice. Curling is our winter sport, sweeping rocks down sheets of ice. Outdoor rinks are also fun, skating when the weather's nice. I know a lot of you did that this winter to be active outside. J is for jigging. Hear the fiddles start to play, set your rhythm, spoon or heel. Let your feet fly as you dance, La Grande Gig or the chicken reel. Jigging is a different style of dance that we haven't talked about in social yet, or in phys ed, but if you ever get to watch, it's really neat. Jigging. K. K is for kimberlite. Back in Mesozoic times, lava flowed and left behind kimberlite, volcanic rock, full of diamonds to be mined. L is for Land of the Living Skies. Slogan on our license plates tells us about our open sky. Clouds and sunsets, northern lights, flocks of many birds that fly. This is the cover of the book, hey? You might recognize it. And I've sure seen a lot of birds flying lately in the sky. A lot of them have returned or are just returning for now that it's spring, coming back from down south. And you can really hear the birds chirping in the mornings too, outside, or at least I can. M is for mineral waters. You will find 2 awesome spas where the mineral waters flow, heals your skin and helps you float. Best reason everybody goes. Have you ever been to a mineral spa? Maybe in M is for Moose Jaw. That's the one that I think a lot of people know of. And I think Watrous or Manitou is the other one. N is for Northern Lakes Naming Project. Near 4,000 northern lakes bear the name of those who fell, gave their lives up for our land. Listen and remember well. So many, many lakes are up in northern Saskatchewan, even more than we have here. And some of the lakes were named after soldiers or others who worked in the war. In different wars of our past, they were named after these people. The lakes were. O is for oil. In Saskatchewan, you'll see drilling rigs from field to field, pumping oil to fuel our cars with the second biggest yields. P is for Phyllis DeWar, Moose Jaw mermaid in the pool from the time that she was small. Broke the records where she went, 5 gold medals, won them all. Q is for Quippell Valley. Here you'll find a chain of lakes where we head for summer fun. Fishing, camping, sailing too, in southeast Saskatchewan. Does that look familiar to some of you? It does to me. My family goes to Katepwa in the summer usually, which is in the Quippell Valley. R. There's our city. R is for Regina. Built beside a pile of bones back in 1882, now Queen City of the Plains, lots for all to come and do. That's our legislative building, and you might have seen that lately if you have walked around Wascana Lake. And in the summer, there's a lot of boats that do practicing on the lake too. S is for sand dunes, miles and miles of golden sands whipped by wind in shapely drifts. These two amazing dune fields, some of nature's stunning gifts. Have any of you been to see the sand dunes in Saskatchewan? I have when I was a younger child. My parents took me there, but I have not yet gone as an adult. I'd like to, though. It would be neat. T is for T-Rex. East End is the place you know Scotty the T-Rex was found. Our dinosaur once concealed millions of years underground. So Scotty, I think now Scotty is in the museum here, right? And when the museum opens again, maybe we can go, or you can go there and learn more at the museum. U is for uranium. In the shield land of the north, there are miners for this ore that makes us lots of energy, plus will give us even more. Uranium. V is for volunteers. Cheer for all the people who give their time to help out here. When they count the volunteers, we're the highest every year. So Saskatchewan has a lot of volunteers, and when you guys play different sports, I bet your parents might be involved as a volunteer. The coaches are usually volunteer, or maybe they volunteer with a barbecue or something after. And our school has a CSCC, they're volunteers. That means parents that volunteer their time to come and help and do barbecues or events at the school during a usual normal year, that is anyway, hey? And W is for Waskesiu. I've heard you guys say that you've been to Waskesiu or heard of it too. Lake and village in our north, we visit all the year round. Our province's center point where astounding things are found. X is for X Games Gold. X Games are the ones to win. Blair Morgan did us proud, bringing home 5 X Games Gold. He's the champion of the crowd. Do you know what sport he's doing? Snowmobiling. Y. Y is for yellow grass. We're the record holders here for the hottest summer day. 45 Celsius degrees kept the breezes far away. So that's a town called Yellowgrass. And Z last. Z is for zone. Spring and autumn never change. Clocks always remain the same. We're all alone in our time zone. Central Standard Time is its name. So the provinces on the other sides of us, they change their clocks in the spring and the fall. It's called daylight savings time, but we don't do that. We keep ours the same. That's unique about Saskatchewan. I really love that book. It's all about Saskatchewan and such great pictures and a lot more writing on the sides that you can read and learn about it too, about our province. So that's it for this video, grade 1, but I hope you're all doing well. And yeah, when we want to go and answer that question about why we take care of Mother Earth and why we celebrate Earth Day, it's because she, or it, our Earth, helps meet our needs. Things that we need and want come from nature, come from the Earth, and we only have one. Thanks, guys.